So it's January the 8th, and I'm doing my daily at home routine, which is right now nothing. The kids are at school. I have like the food thawing out or whatever that I'm going to cook later on today. I've cleaned up the kitchen. Um, really, I just cleaned up the kitchen because I was in pain. So I thought I would come on and do a little video because it was some things that as I was sweeping in the kitchen I thought about, and I didn't think of it this way, but I'm kind of thankful that that their thought came to my head. And so for the most part, I think I probably mentioned on a couple of the videos that I've been doing is that I have been without work for 3 years due to a car accident. I started working at the beginning of October, and then right after Thanksgiving we were laid off. So just for a couple months. And I just graduated in May. So from 16 spring of 16 until spring of 18, I went to school because of my wreck, and I wasn't able to work, and I was in pain. I was still under the doctor, right? And so I worked at my previous job for like 6 years as a first class painter. Before that, I worked for the oil spill as a deckhand, and we worked like 84 to 92 hours a week. And I got paid pretty good from both of those jobs. I mean, before I did the oil spill, I was a licensed barber stylist, which was fine, and I did all that. So, present day, all those things that I just mentioned were me chasing after like money. Nothing that I said that I really wanted to do, but I was a mother, and I wasn't a wife. I became a wife in 2010, so right before I went to the oil spill. But before that, I was working at the barbershop. We were engaged, but we wasn't married. So I was sitting here thinking like, every time I think that I get on, I'm not gonna say comfortable, but I'm at a place where okay, things are good. I can do this, and that, provide for my family, do what I need to do for my kids. I will be working for somebody else to help build their company. Excuse me. Well, growing up, my mom used to tell me to get my license for doing hair because I used to do hair just to make money on the side. It wasn't something that I thought that I would really have passion for, but after having my second son and coming home and then got pregnant like 9 months later with the third son, I was like, okay, go to school, get your license, because that's something that you know how to do. Nobody taught me. I was self-taught for the most part. We're doing hair like in high school, and then graduated high school and went to school with babies and all that. And then I decided, okay, well, I do know how to do it, and it's always made me money. No matter what I did, whether I worked at the shipyard, whether I worked for the oil spill, I would get off and I would do all that and have appointments to do hair. I had made more money at home doing hair than going into the shop because I made it convenient for me to be accessible to people at all times, which also took away from me being like the mother that I always felt like I should be. Like, I was a great provider, but I was not always present, or I was so busy or stressed out that I couldn't focus on my kids. I have 4 boys. Right now, their ages are 16, 12, 11, and 5. Love them dearly. I've shown them on the channel. You can look at some of the stuff that I've uploaded. Well, today I'm sweeping, right? And I had a conversation a week ago, last week, not even 7 days ago, but with my mom. We were talking, laughing. She came to visit me. I was in pain, like hurting so bad due to, I believe, scar tissue and the wreck that I had, and just all that, which also hinders me from doing certain physical activities that I was used to. I've always been like athletic, and I always love sports and do stuff like that, right? But I was just in the bed like, oh my God, trying to get out the depression, right? And so I kind of made the comment, was like, I feel like I fail at times as a parent because I would just lock myself up in a room because I felt like I failed being a provider as well, being able to do things. Like, I don't care what I've been doing, how many steps I've been going back. Like, I could go ahead. I lost my job after being under doctor's care for a year, which was because of the wreck. So it wasn't my fault that I felt. So I was like in my feelings, basically. Excuse me. I need to get my charger. But so I was in my feelings, right? And today, as I swept, and I was like, I used to joke like, I don't want to be no at home, stay at home mom. That's the hardest job ever. You don't get no break. You don't do anything. But when I think about what makes me the happiest is to know that I've given my kids or provided for them everything they need, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financial, whatever. So today I was like, just like you go hard, and if it seemed like my hair business, just people like to support when they feel like they're getting something for nothing, for the most part, and I feel like I'm always taking a loss in that area. So, I'm just like, I'm trying to go hard and do this. And everybody talks a good game when you meet them, and they're like encouraging, go ahead and do it. But then when it comes to the financial support of purchasing certain things, it's always like they want a discounted price. Well, I don't want to discount my kids because that's how we take care of each other. But one thing I do know is that when they need me, I'm coming. But sometimes they need you to be present, like not just in the room, but present, like listen to and hear them. And so I said all that to say that for me, my job is just what I asked for years ago. Like, I've always wanted to be like the bomb mother. And although I must have thought it was a walk in the park. Now when they was babies, I'm like A1 with a baby. You know what they need, you know how to give it to, you do all that. I could do that. Teenagers, preteens, it comes with a lot. You actually have to pay more attention. Like, as much attention, not more, as much attention as you did when they were infants, because the wrong decision, the wrong conversation, just the wrong experience can detour them, and it may take them a while to get there. But I try to instill, I have noticed, because I do know that it has worked, that they know who God is and they're spiritual, and but they're not perfect, because I never was perfect. I've always been striving for perfection. But as a mother, can't nobody take it from me. Like, I'm hard on myself because I feel like when I was chasing the money to provide, I was slacking on being the parent there to make sure they got everything, everything, emotional support. They have their father. He does his part. He's done it. But I'm saying, for me, the greatest thing for me to do, the most important job, thing that I'm passionate about, is being the parent that listens to my kids and treat everybody according to their needs. I love them all the same, but their needs aren't the same. And to know what their needs are, you have to be here, you have to listen, you have to watch, you have to be intentional about letting them know that what you're here for. Your intentions as their parent is to protect them, provide, and nurture them. And I'm the mother, so moms, yeah, they mama boys, as they daddy would say. But for me, they're going to grow up to be young kings, and they're going to be able to lead other people to God's word. And I realize as much as I want to be successful in business and things like that, my greatest position is being a mother and a wife. Don't get me wrong, but he gave them to me for me to give them back to him. And I want to be able to do that without any regrets. Not saying I'm not, because people had a misconception that parents are supposed to be perfect and they don't make any mistakes. My parent made mistakes, both of them, but they were perfect parents for me because the lessons that I learned, it formed me to be who I am, good or I ain't gonna say bad, but indifferent or whatever. And I have certain ways that I picked up that I probably shouldn't have. But knowing what was instilled in me and that I was introduced to God at an early age, although I wasn't like into it. I just knew what they said. Then I had to find out from my life experiences to search and know him. But they opened that door for me. And I want to be able to open that same door for my kids and to still be there and encourage even when they fall short, because we're not perfect. But I don't know. I just feel like my greatest job, if I do nothing else, I'm not gonna knock being an at-home parent. I've been listening to scripture. I've been listening to word, motivational speaking, and it's always I've heard, what do you have in your hand? What are you doing with what's in your hand? Well, right now you see that it's nothing but space and opportunity in my hand. There isn't anything I'm holding, but at the same time, that's literal, figuratively. I have my children in my hand, and I want them to become the young men that God have for them to be. So if I don't take the time out and invest in them and their future and give them the best, that doesn't mean materialistic or anything like that, just morals and values and things like that, then I really didn't utilize what he gave me, because everybody will call him like, you so encouraging, or they want to, I feel like a counselor, and I'm giving all this word of advice to those, and then I may not, my kid could be like, mama, 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 and I'm tuning them out to focus on an adult. That's saying that you can't help somebody else, but that 1 second of them feeling ignored could make them feel a certain way for a long time, and you don't want to be that trigger of them being ignored and then they act out. So I just came to encourage all mothers, all parents, we can run behind worldly things and titles and try to live up to the world's expectation. But baby, when he blesses you, because there's so many people who can't have kids and want kids. Some people who have kids and don't treat them right, who probably you would think shouldn't or should have gave them away. But with the ones that are parents who really care and concern, that you sacrifice a lot for your kids, keep doing that, but also instilling them, not because you want to give them everything they ask for, but you might give them some of the things they want, but give them everything that they need with love, and then we can help each other. It's a team effort to let kids know that it's somebody there for you, and you want to be able to speak. I don't have to be your best friend because I'm your mother first, but I am your best friend at the same time, because I'm here for you to talk to me, and then I can give you the encouraging words, or I can find a person who you need to speak with if it's things that I can't help you with. But unless I listen to the child, I would never know what their needs are. People think that it's just like lying. This is how you raise them. This is what you do. But no child is the same. I didn't carry them the same. I love them dearly the same, but their needs are different. So according to their needs, they get, what they need, because some of them one of them don't even like to be up under you all day, but he's going to be concerned and check on you all day. The other ones will be like right here, It just depends. It's 4 of them. 2 are a lot alike. The other 2 are a lot alike, and then they all are different. But as I sit and try to figure out what's my purpose, what am I here for, Lord? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I don't seem to be getting things done right. Things always happening, throwing the whole pity party. And I was like sweeping and cleaning up. And I was like, you know what? But you a mama all day. And if you can't reach nobody else, you have 4 people that he gave me to make sure that I guide them and encourage them to be the best them, to walk in the purpose that he has for them, lead them to find how they have purpose, and to keep them humble. So with that being said, on this Tuesday, y'all encourage each other, encourage parents. We're not gonna always get it right, but when you intentionally are trying to get it right, and it's okay to apologize when you make mistakes to your children. They learn a lot from that because they can't walk around in private. My mama would always apologize if she was wrong, and she might not want it to, but I respected that. It made me see her in a whole different way because I want my kids to respect me. You ain't necessarily got to feel me, but understand, consider me as your parent, but respect me. And I think respect goes a long way. When you lose respect, that's when kids do too much. And parents become the children at times. And I'm not going to be that. So raising young black men, young kings, is the best job that I could ever have. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share. That's just my word for today. Because honestly, I can do everything, but I'm never looking for the approval of people. But I do know that those that love me and I want them to see who I represent. And I also want who I represent to come out in my children, my family. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.